Okay, Brady, first describe to us your experience in meeting Surigao.
I'm crazy for crocs. I mean, that's my passion. I've dedicated my entire career to working on crocs. And anytime I see a truly giant specimen, man, it's a special day. And that is a giant crocodile. And you know, there's something about the Philippines. You have a lot of giant crocodiles here. I don't know if you have something in the water or what, but crocodiles do very well and get very large here. So yeah, it was a great day. It's a magnificent animal.
Okay, tell us more about the reason why you didn't measure Surigao, and tell us more about how stress it affects the moods of the animals.
Well, look, to measure the animal, you got to get on its back and subdue it. And if I thought that it was of record size, I would have done that because that's important to know. But you know, I got there and I gave it the eyeball test and I kind of stepped it off, and I knew that it wasn't a record setter. And measuring it is stressful and dangerous, not just for myself,
Okay.
but also for the animal. And you know, not only me, but the National Geographic Channel, you know, always has the animal's best interest at heart. And you know, we discussed it, and I said, look, we can do this, but we'll just be doing it for our own purposes. So we kind of all agreed, let's not do it. You know, we know this animal isn't that big.
What can the officials in the Philippines do to further enhance the living conditions of crocodiles in the Philippines?
Say that again. What can?
What can the officials in the Philippines do to further enhance their living conditions in the
You
Philippines?
mean in the wild?
Yes.
Wild?
Or also in captivity.
Well, you know, not just in the look. The Philippines. You guys live in such a special place. This is
Okay.
just a beautiful. You know, one of the reasons why I love the Philippines is there's just so many unspoiled natural places. I mean, it's just such a vast
Okay.
area, and you don't have this crush of humanity in like a lot of Asian countries.
Okay.
So we need to all take better care of our natural places,
Mm-hmm.
not just in the Philippines, but across Asia and everywhere. Um, in terms of in captivity, um, you know, animals belong in the wild, but if they are going to be in captivity and kind of serve as an ambassador for the species, we need to try to ensure that they're in the best possible situations. And I don't know if you know you haven't. I don't know what you have here, but you know, in other parts of the world, there's organizations which oversee,
Okay.
you know, zoo conditions and aquarium conditions and things like that. But
Mm-hmm. Dr. Barr, can humans and crocodiles coexist in nature?
absolutely, I mean, absolutely they can. You know, I mean, there are many examples. I mean, in the U.S., the state of Florida, there's 2 million alligators in the state alone.
Okay.
Where humans and alligators coexist, humans have to act responsibly. There's just things you don't do. And usually, when there's a violent encounter between crocs and humans, it's humans acting irresponsibly. Fishing while wading in the water,
Okay.
having fish trailing from your belt, or cleaning fish at the water's edge, or having bait, or letting your kids play along the water's edge, or swimming after dark. All these things, you know, increase the odds of a violent encounter. So if
Okay.
you live responsibly, you can exist in harmony with crocodiles, and that's a great situation.
In today's digital age, why do you think it's important to teach kids about these creatures?
Well, because crocs are the ultimate survivors. They've been on the planet over 225 million years. They were around at the time of the dinosaurs. Dinosaurs came and went. Crocodiles are still going strong for the most part. Um, they're Crocs get a bad rap. I mean, a
Okay.
lot of people think they're just these cold-blooded, imballistic killers. They're intelligent. They're complex. They take care of their kids. They can do things that we can't do, and they're also keystone species, meaning they're vitally important to the ecosystem. I mean, you remove a keystone from a building, the building collapses. You remove a keystone species, the ecosystem can collapse.
Okay.
They regulate populations of other animals. They provide a food source for other animals. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why they're important. We need to take care of not just crocs, but every animal in our ecosystems, but particularly those keystone species.
Okay, now that you mentioned it, can you tell us more about the significance of these reptiles into our circle of life? I mean, some people, especially in Metro Manila, may not care about it because we're too far from Palawan. But